everybody, welcome to Jane Catherine on Books, and it's Catherine here. So because I've not been able to film, as you know, for a while, I've got some catching up to do, and I was going to be involved in Victober, looking at Victorian readings. So I had got some books that I'd put into my recommendation list for that, so I'm going to share it with you now. Because I think these are some cracking reads, and yes, I know we're not in October, but you know, what's in the name? This is going to be Catherine's Victorian Recommends. The other thing is that us living in Scarborough, there's a lot of Victorian history here. It was the first seaside town. Many Victorians used to come here on the train, on holiday and promenade along by the spa, which still exists, and also the Grand Hotel. I'm going to put some photos and a bit of footage in with this. The Grand Hotel was built for Queen Victoria, and actually it's shaped in the shape, it's V-shaped, and it's not until you get up close and you walk round the whole periphery that you realise the shape of the V. It's not always apparent, you know, as you're going in the grand entrance. Must have been a beautiful hotel back in its day. Very, you know, elaborate and, what's the word I'm thinking of? Quite elegant. Not quite sure it lives up quite to that these days. It's got also, there's some other facts. There's something to do with 12 months of the year, which is 12 floors, I believe, and is the 365 bedrooms. Yeah, 365 bedrooms for days of the year, 12 floors for 12 months of the year, and I'm sure there was something else that's a fact about it. It'll probably come to me in a bit. I can't think what it is. Can't think. Got 12 months of the year, days of the year. Can't think. It'll come to me. So yes, very much Victorian is the town of Scarborough, and there's still quite some lovely architecture still around. So I'll give you a little sneaky peek of that. So without further ado, let's get on with my suggestions. So first we've got North and South, Elizabeth Gaskell. I'm hoping you can see that okay. Let's sew that like that. Good old classic. I have to say I haven't read it yet. I got this to help. They do have it on the curriculum here for A-level, and originally Joe was going to be doing A-level literature and changed to something else with his music. So I've had it about 4 years now, still not read it. But yeah, looking forward to giving that a go. Next, the Essex Serpent. So I think I'm coming to this party a bit late. The Essex Serpent is now out in paperback. It was originally out in hardback, you know, and it's very well documented on BookTube, very much loved, you know, award-winning, and do you know, just realised that I've not got me. We're back to this again, you see. If those of you that's been with me from the beginning, I used to have this performance. I used to forget to put my reading glasses on, and we were on and we were off. So you'll have to bear with me, Amber, like this, trying to read. Yeah, this is set in 1893, and it said when Cora Seaborn's husband died, she stepped into her new life as a widow. Retreating to the countryside with her son, she encounters rumours of the Essex Serpents, a creature of folklore and that roams the marshes. So looking forward to reading that as well. Lovely cover actually, even though it's the paperback version. Lovely cover. Next, my children's choice is The Railway Children. Much loved E. Nesbit, set in Victorian times, and there's been 2 versions of the film made of this. The original version, which is I'll show you my original copy from when I was a little girl. And actually this is the film version, so we have got Jenny Agutter on there, and Diana Sheridan. That's who was the mother. And her that used to be in Robin's Nest, Sally Tompkins. Tom Set. Sorry. Yeah, so this was the original, and this is Vintage Classics have brought, this is the Vintage Classics one that's out now. This was one of my favourite books of all time. I loved the Railway Children. I loved the film. I used to pretend to be the Railway Children. I do believe that Jenny Agutter in the latest film is the mother, is playing the mother, even though she was the eldest daughter in the original. This is going back to about 1970, dare I say. So much loved book, set in Victorian times, very heartwarming. So please, if you've not read that, put that on your list. Next, The Victorian Mysteries by Robin Paige. Now actually Robin Paige is the pseudonym for a collaboration between husband and wife. And I'm trying to, glasses off, sorry. It's Susan Wittig Albert and her husband Bill Albert, and the writer's Robin Paige. Susan Wittig Albert has written quite a few in her own right, but this Victorian series is a collaboration between the two of them. The first #1 is Death at Bishop's Keep. Actually David is reading his way through these, he's really enjoying them. So we're collecting the full set. #2 is Death at Gallows Green, and yeah, quite simple covers, different colours, and what I do like is it's numbered. They're numbered on the outside, guys, which is great. Oh, do you know, I find it when you're reading a set and you're trying to get them in order, and you know you can't remember what order you're supposed to be reading them in. How great is that? Noddy's Guide to looking at your bookcase and bringing out the book you want, what's next in the series. David is really enjoying them. I've not read any of them yet, but please, if you've not seen them. And they Works, you know, the book people, the Works, if you're in the UK, they generally the ones that have been selling them quite reasonably priced. Next, Daisy Goodwin has written Victoria, and again I think this is from the film, and this is it says from the creator of the television drama series Victoria. So it says, captivating Daisy Goodwin breathes new life into Victoria's story and does so with sensitivity, verve and wit. So in not 1900s, because she died 1903ish to 1901. This was set in 1837 when Victoria was 18, and she wakes up to find that she's queen of the most powerful nation in the world. Oh, that's nice. I don't think we're the most powerful nation now, are we? So again, I've not read that. Oh, I've got my hair in my eyes. Can't wait to get a haircut next week. It's driving me mad. Very much, I've not seen the dramatisation of this. Very much looking forward to it. I actually remember with great excitement, I suppose, that when I was younger we went to the Isle of Wight a few times for some holidays, and Osborne House is situated on the Isle of Wight, which was Victorian Albert's residence there, and it's wonderful place to go and visit if you haven't. Everything it's as if, you know, as we all know, time stood still when she lost her beloved Albert. She never really got over it. She always wore black, and everything was left as it was in this house, parts where she wanted to remember him. And there's amazing little things that were built in the garden for the children, and it's a wonderful place to go. I'd like to go again sometime. So yeah, that's Victoria, Daisy Goodwin. Then we've got another one of my favourite authors, and I've read all of hers. I wish she'd bring another one out. We haven't had anything recently from Sarah Waters. Tipping the Velvet. And yeah, love this. It's a little bit, people might say it's a little bit raunchy. Certainly a bit raunchy for Victorian era, you know, when they had the let's have your nightwear up to your neck down here, all buttoned up down here and practically fastened round the bottom. So very much, you know, quite raunchy, quite out there for the times. She's an excellent writer. And also I like the fact that we've got, you know, we've got, what's the word I was thinking? I'm not going to go through all the letters for gay, bisexual, and well, I'll get it all mixed up and tongue-tied today, and no disrespect to anybody. Shall we say that various genders and sexual preferences are covered, and I think that's great, you know, because I think it's sad that back in the day, in these times, you know, people couldn't live as who they were and express who they were. It all had to be hidden, and I'm sure it was still against the law. Homosexuality, etc., which is sad. I think it's sad that people had to live, you know, in hiding, really. So, brilliant story, I love it. Next, we've got Fever of the Blood, and this is by Oscar de Muriel, and this is book 2 in Vey and McGray, or Gray and McVey. Wait a minute. Freya McGrave. I won't mind, but I've read book 1. As you know, I loved it. Strings of Murder, 5-star read for me. Fantastic writing. So this is the next one in the series. This seems going to be a bit more spooky. This is supposed to be a bit more of a ghosty story. Yeah, I've already read this, but I'm not going to let on anything about it yet. I'll do that in a wrap-up. But for those of you that read Strings of Murder, then this is definitely for you. I do recommend this as a series that you read in order, because you can see the building relationship between these two detectives, and yeah, it's good. So finally, just a couple of ebooks. Another one for children, and this is the Kitty Peck series. This is something that I've been reviewing for the publishers, for NetGalley, and this is by Kate Griffin. So this is the debut of the Music Hall Murders, and I'll insert a picture so you can see what that is. So that's another good recommendation for you. And also, and I was really excited to find this, I found a Victorian sci-fi. Now, as you know, I'm not really a sci-fi reader myself, but I've downloaded this on my Kindle. I like the look of it. I thought, give it a go. It's called Convergence by Olivia Strom. And yeah, it looks quite interesting. You can't imagine a Victorian sci-fi, really, can you, in some respects? But yeah, that sounds really exciting. So there we go. I hope there's some good recommendations there. There's some good old favourites, some new ones in the mix. So yeah, have a look at the photos of the Grand, and may have a couple of the Spa, to give you a feel for the Spa Theatre as well. And thank you for joining me. I feel as if I'm starting this all over again. It's a bit tongue-tied, not knowing what to say. I've got out of the swing of things. So yeah, nearly time for Vlogmas. So yeah, that'll start getting us back into the swing. Filming every day. Can't believe it's nearly come round again. So yeah, so have fun with these Victorian reads. It's 1837 to 1901 is the period that of Victoria's life, and it's a lovely period of British history. I'm very fond of it, and there's so many books that don't disappoint. So see you again next time. Bye for now.